Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview, and it is a big one. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Sunday preview: The Lion Awakens for the cataclysmic Arks of Omen finale. It goes without saying that Lionel Johnson steals the show this week, but there's still plenty more to look forward to in next week's pre-orders. The final chapter of the Arks of Omen story, 2 Space Marine chapter masters, new made-to-order releases, and the first episode of Black Talon, our new animated series on Warhammer Plus. Let's see what this week has in store. Alright, so first we have the Lion and Retinue. The Lion has risen from his 10,000-year slumber, and he's wasting no time putting traitors to the sword. The Primarch of the Dark Angels is a monstrously powerful duelist and indomitable battlefield leader, armed with the Emperor's own shield and a massive power sword named Fealty. Your first chance to get him is in this celebratory launch set. Alongside Lionel Johnson, you'll get 3 elite Blade Guard veterans, the perfect retinue for such a close combat powerhouse, a packed Dark Angels transfer sheet, and 2 beautiful prints depicting key art from the Arks of Omen the Lion. So this is a really nice set. I'm definitely looking forward to the return of the Lion and painting this model and everything. So I'm curious what the price tag is going to be on this. Obviously the Lion is going to be probably somewhere around like 75 to 100 bucks. I would imagine somewhere similar to Guilliman. And then it's typically 60 bucks for the Blade Guards as well. So if we're counting on this being about $130 or so, and they typically release these with some kind of discount, I would imagine the pricing on this is going to be near $100. But they do include these 2 art prints and make a specific reference to them multiple times. So I'm not sure if that's the type of thing where we're kind of being charged for those. So interesting release of a big character. We'll see exactly how it plays out with the pricing later this week. And next we have the Arks of Omen the Lion. The Arks of Omen saga finally comes to a close in the Arks of Omen the Lion, as Vashtorr the Archfane assembles his key fragments and begins a ritual of cataclysmic proportions. The Dark Angels are hot on his heels, hungry for vengeance for the assault on the rock, but even they can't predict what they'll find when information extracted from a traitor leads to the far reaches of the galaxy. Alright, so we see the 2 different covers here, one for the limited edition Arks of Omen the Lion, and then the standard as well. What we don't know is this: before the end, a Primarch will return to lead his sons against the overwhelming Chaos Horde. Lionel Johnson walks the galaxy again, and an epic duel with his brother Angron beckons. In addition to concluding the latest narrative arc for Warhammer 40,000 Arks of Omen, the Lion contains expanded rules for boarding actions. On top of extra 6-faction rules for the Leagues of Votann, Thousand Sons, Imperial Agents, Adeptus Custodes, there's a suite of diverse dread encounter missions to add scenarios that tear the battlefield itself apart and suck walls and doorways into the warp, while 12 breaching operation missions let you smash straight through solid walls and leave diabolical traps for your foes. So very cool, definitely looking forward to this, the final of the Arks of Omen books. And next we see Supreme Grandmaster Azrael. Fresh from his battle with Vashtorr, Supreme Grandmaster Azrael gets a standalone release just in time to lead the charge into the Archophane's lair. He's an imposing miniature, merging new Primaris style with plenty of classic details, from his back banner to the ornate lion helm. So very cool, a little surprised to see these characters coming out right on the heels of that box set, but the truth is Games Workshop made a ton of those box sets and they did not sell well, so I'm not surprised that they're ready to just get rid of all this stock that didn't sell as quickly as possible. A strange decision, because oftentimes in the past we have seen them wait month after month to release the independent characters, but in this case they are ready to get them out of the storage as quickly as possible. And next we see Commander Dante. Azrael isn't the only chapter master given the Primaris treatment. Commander Dante has barely tied a bow on the apocalyptic invasion of Baal, and he's already off finding more enemies of the Imperium to destroy. Someone really needs to give this guy a holiday. So very, very cool model here. We saw this leaked not too long ago. Definitely exciting to pick this guy up. He looks absolutely awesome, and really looking forward to where the actual arcs and story all come together. Very, very nice looking model right here, and beautiful paint job. And next we see Vashtorr the Archfane. He's had a few setbacks, but this time for Vashtorr to enact his grand plan is nigh. There are still a few things left to do on this battlefield though, as the Archfane takes the field for his own standalone release, ready to lead his cult in person. So yeah, obviously Vashtorr the other half of that box set, and he will be coming out solo as well. So yeah, very cool to see these independent characters coming right out. Obviously, the paywall on these did not last long, and hopefully in the future there's no paywall at all, but I doubt that. So very, very cool model right here. The rules are a little lackluster, but hopefully he gets a little rework like everything else for a 10th edition, and it can at least become like semi-relevant. I feel like he's about one keyword or ability away from actually being good. So I don't think they need to tweak him crazy, but just slightly. And next we have the Arks of Omen Sanguinary Guard dice set. So these are super cool, real nice looking gold here with a red symbol for the 6. The Sanguinary Guard are an awe-inspiring sight, decked out in glimmering gold armor and descending on pearl white wings like true angels of death. This pack of 15 metallic gold dice are an equal match. This pack of 15 metallic gold dice are an equal match to their splendor, featuring royal red pips and the icon of their chapter on the 6 face. So very cool. You do get 15 of these in a set. Unfortunately, the other 5 dice were lost in the warp. All right, and then we have the Leagues of Votann boarding patrol. The Leagues of Votann have unparalleled expertise in salvaging space hulks, and their boarding patrol is packed with durable fighters who love a close-quarter scrap. An Einherjar champion leaves 5 Einherjar Hearthguard as the patrol's immovable core, and while 5 Thonian Berserkers and 10 Hearthguard warriors spread out to secure objectives all over the ship. So I am definitely a big fan of this box. I really like the composition. The fact that it has 5 Hearthguard and 5 Berserks is huge. Pretty much anybody's army is going to have at least 5 or 10 of those in there. So really nice box set here. The army launch box and also the combat patrol box both had the warriors in there. Most armies probably not going to take a ton of them, but not necessarily a bad thing. And then the Einherjar champion, most armies probably going to have 1 or 0. So he is just a little bit redundant as he was already in the box set as well for the launch of the Votann. But putting that aside, the way Games Workshop typically prices these things, I have a feeling you're basically paying for the Hearthguard and the Berserks and getting everything basically else for free. So I will definitely be picking this up as I have been trying to get a hold of another squad of Hearthguard since the beginning of time. So very nice box set. Super cool. And next we have Boarding Patrol Agents of the Imperium. The crews of Imperial Navy vessels are in the first line of defense in brutal boarding actions, and teams of breachers punch far above their weight in close confines. This boarding patrol, perhaps representing a rogue trader's own combat team, consists entirely of agents of the Imperium units, usually restricted to a supporting role. 10 Eleusidian Starstriders and 20 Imperial Navy breachers make it numerous and capable force, and there's also an Eversor assassin joining them. Clearly, somebody important is on the other side of the bulkhead. So a very cool set right here. Again, Eversor assassin, Eleusidian Starstriders, 10-man team, and then 2 squads of the breachers, 10 in each. So nice setup right here. Definitely would be fun. A lot of bodies here, and probably a pretty cool boarding patrol, honestly. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. And then there is a ton of made-to-order Drukhari. So a lot of the range kind of went into that like phase-in, phase-out stages. And here we see they're kind of phasing it back in temporarily. Strange creatures and alien mercenaries are commonplace in Camaro, and many end up in the court of Archons, where their exotic abilities are highly prized. Others find themselves under the yoke of a beastmaster, or twisted by the insane experiments of the homunculi. And now a grand section of these unfortunates return next week on a made-to-order basis. These resin kits will be available to order for 9 days, between the 15th of April, 8 a.m. UK time, to the 24th of April, and they can take up to 180 days to arrive. So if you've been holding out for the Drukhari to come back, here they are. So you have your option to pick them up. You have a 9-day window to order them, and they do take up to 180 days or 6 months to arrive. Most of the time, things come a little bit quicker than that, but not always. I've always been a fan of these models. They are pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to Drukhari getting a little plastic love. I feel like they are probably coming right after the Tyranids. Beastmasters, Clawed Fiend, Grotesque, Mandrakes, Razorwind Flocks, Chimerae, Lamians, Medusae, Sylph, Urguls, and even the Master Homunculus, Urian Raykarth himself, will all be available for order this Saturday. Don't miss your chance to add these sought-after miniatures to your Drukhari collection. So yeah, if you are looking to grab up some Drukhari and you've been waiting, this is probably your one and only chance, at least for any time soon. And then for the Horus Heresy, we see the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer. This massive Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer is an armored beast, mounting a triple-barreled neutron laser battery on a rugged Spartan hull to create a devastatingly focused anti-tank weapon. It can detonate tanks in a single blast with its shrugging off return fire like it's nothing. Everything you want in a Lord of War. So pretty cool. It's basically just a giant gun with some tracks on it. And then we see the Sicaran Venator Tank Hunter. If you prefer your anti-tank options a little more discreet, the Sicaran Venator trades mass for speed and can wind its way around enemy flanks before lacing neutron beam laser blasts right through the sides of opposing tanks. So very cool. These things are super mobile. They are quick, and obviously this one is pretty punchy. And like it said, if you can get the flank on your opponent, definitely do some serious damage with this thing. Very cool. And on to Blood Bowl, we see Cindy Pie Whistle and Pudgy Bacon Breath. Halflings don't make natural Blood Bowl players, but with enough gumption and a good lunch, even the shortest soul can rise to league stardom. Take Cindy Pie Whistle for example, once a master baker, now a star player who weaponizes her delicious warriors. While Pudgy Bacon Breath is an elite athlete by using halfling standards, with this skill and discipline of a champion twice his size. This twin pack of resin star players from Forgeworld can be used in halfling Thimble Cup or Old World Classic teams. So pretty cool for you Blood Bowl players out there. If you're after a couple miniature star players, you can get this little 2-pack here from Forgeworld. Alright, and here we are from Black Library. The Lion, Son of the Forest. Witness the dramatic return of Lionel Johnson in the Galaxy and The Lion, Son of the Forest by Mike Brooks. The Primarch of the Dark Angels has spent 10 millennia sequestered within the rock, and this time is nigh for him to rise. So very cool, The Lion, Son of the Forest. This novel takes a lion on a quest through the shadowed paths between stars of gathered loyal knights to his side once more, though many have long since been hunted as members of the Fallen. Unsure of who to trust, and without the aid of the Legion, his father, and his home, the lion will need to find the place in the galaxy even less forgiving than the one he left. This milestone novel is an essential read for fans of the Dark Angels, and tells the tale of events leading up to the Arks of Omen the Lion. As well as a regular hardback release, The Lion, Son of the Forest will also be available in a sumptuous limited edition featuring a dark green cloth cover with red, cream, and gold details, and a crimson ribbon page marker. Only 2,000 individually numbered copies will be available, and they're all signed by the author, so don't let your chance pass by. So these books are extremely popular. Anytime there's one for a Primarch in general, the limited edition books will sell out and sell out quickly. So if you are after this, it's limited to 2,000 copies worldwide, signed and numbered. I would not mess around, and I am definitely after one of these bad boys. Very, very cool. So that is it for this week. Of course I say that, but this is probably one of the biggest releases, maybe in history, but definitely of the year. So super excited to see not only one Primarch, but 2 chapter masters individually available, some awesome boarding patrols, the book, the whole deal. So very, very cool. I'm definitely going to be picking up a bunch of stuff. So my hobby budget is about to be depleted. So let me know what you're most excited about. What are you going to be picking up? What are you hoping to get your hands on? And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description to save 15%. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I am very excited for this week's release. And I'm out of here.